Well, hello. Today I just wanted to show you guys something that I picked up off Facebook Marketplace. This is a little different than some of my other videos I have on this channel, but I am very excited about this. If you know me, you know that for probably, I don't know, ever since I was a kid, I love trains, but specifically Lionel trains have always been one of my, you know, close and dear brands that have been, close and dear to my heart. So yeah, I've got many Lionel trains. Some are restored, some unrestored, some newer, some post-war, but I don't have a lot of pre-war. This set popped up on Marketplace recently, and by the time the guy had dropped the prices, I knew I just had to go get it, no matter what. At first I kind of, didn't want to because of the price, but then he finally lowered it enough where it was worth going to get it. So that's what this video is going to be. So, all right, so basically now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through what came with the set. As far as I know, I can go in depth on this a little bit later, but it's in this plastic bin here. I'm going to try not to block the camera too much. All right. I actually like this. I've never really done this with some of my trains in the past. I guess I need to hang on to some shoe boxes. From what I can tell, they'll detail on this train. It seems like it's a really complete set. The guy had it listed as 1948 because in this bag of instructions, right here, looks like it's an old instruction manual. Yeah, an old instruction manual, and I don't even know if it's Lionel actually, but it does say somewhere on there 1948. As you can see, it looks like it's for the Plasticville building. That's what it is. So that's where the guy was getting confused. There is a Plasticville building in here. I mean, these are pretty much junk. They're deteriorated. They've deteriorated over the years. The guys tried to save it and put it in a bag, but this will probably go in the garbage, sadly. But I'll see what it looks like. I might try to play a puzzle with it and see what happens. But from what I can tell, this is a 224E Lionel train set. I don't know what outfit it is. I've been doing some research over the last few days on what it potentially could be. But this is a set that was either added to or came complete at one point. Maybe the guy bought everything. The father bought it for the son at one point and bought all these things. But it's just got a lot of good Lionel accessories with it that would have been very fun for a child to receive on Christmas Day. Now these crossing gates have seen better days. So I'm trying to get it in here. Yeah. So you see these crossing gates here? Yeah. They're a little bent up, as you can tell, just from years of being in the box. Years of being in the box like that and not being properly stored. So I've been trying to just slightly bend them back into shape. Maybe I'll do a little video on just trying to do that. Just try to get them, just see if they work also. My plan, I'm just going to talk about this series. My plan is maybe just try to do little videos on each one, because I'm pretty excited about this set. And actually, I kind of told the guy when I bought it, I wouldn't mind actually taking the time finally and at least restoring the set to the point where it will run around the Christmas tree. But you can see right here, these were not properly stored over the years. They'll still function, and I could still get them straight again. They seem the spring mechanism in them still seems to work pretty decently. I've just got to get them a little more straight. So those are those pieces. I do have track with it. O-gauge track. Now the thing is, most people these days, and especially probably more of the old timers now, that grew up with these trains brand new, they say, throw the track away. Get fast track, do this. You know what? I've got so much O-gauge tubular track, and honestly, the fast track has kind of been annoying me a little bit lately, that I've been trying to put a layout together in my basement with. I'm going to try to do the vinegar, soaking these in vinegar trick. So And I'll show you the rest of the track later. It's a lot worse shape than this. This piece actually seems like it's okay. Okay, what's next? Well, we'll take out this little gateman. So I've never had a metal, and you can see these trains weren't stored properly over the years. You know, which is sad. That's okay. These had really good play value. This guy's complete. His shack's not dented. The crossing buck's a little loose on it. It's not bad though. Yeah, I could probably tighten that up somehow once I figure that out. I don't think it's really missing anything. And what's cool about this, I never realized that these were just two, you know, the newer, I think 147s. I don't know if this is 47. What's the part number on this? 45N. The newer ones tend to have the 3 terminals because you've got the light in the guard shack, right? So this just has the one. It still has the bulb underneath, which I hope works. So we'll test that in another video too. I'll probably do a little video of just testing the accessories that came with this. And it did come with some neat little accessories just for having a train. What else do we have? Yeah, and then I'll have to pull the other one out. But here's one of the, I don't know if this is homemade or what, but this is a telephone pole. If you can see that. And it's threaded at the bottom. If it was made by someone, it was made probably in a machine shop. Maybe the father was a machinist at one point. I don't know. But I'll have to show you the other one as I dig it out. What else do we have? The 153 Lionel accessory contactor. So we've got 2 of these. This one's seems like it's missing the tab at the end. See how this one's got a tab right here, and this one's missing it. So, but I've got a bunch of these somewhere. So not a big deal. But I want to see if this one will work maybe. What's cool is, as I dig this out, it has 3 pre-war operating cars. And I'll go over those as we go through, but the cool thing is the bins stuck with them. So, it stayed with the set, where this would have got lost probably. Let's see what I should pull out next. Now, I'm not familiar with these because I'm not a big pre-war guy, but I feel like this is the whistle button. So let's flip it over and try to read it. It says, yep, whistle controller, number 167, made by the Lionel Corporation. So I'll have to figure out how to hook that up because I've never hooked one of those up before. And I know you guys probably can't read that because I'm not. Maybe. Yeah, I like that. Right, do I have it upside down? Yep, I got it upside down. There you go. I probably need another light over in this corner. Either that or do this where there's more light, but that's okay. I'm just doing a down and quick dirty video. You know what? Because this will give me better practice for YouTube, right? So here's this little Plasticville house. I know I found the chimney. I don't know if this is a church or a house. We're gonna have to assemble it and look at it and see what kind of shape it's in. I went and got a towel so I could start laying the, didn't want to hurt my tablecloth, didn't want to hurt my table. So I could start laying the engine and the cars out. So, but first we'll go through what else we have. Just loose that's out of the boxes. Wiring, and I think that's one of the contact points, or terminals I should say, for the transformer. I don't know if I've ever had a set of these. These Lionel, I don't even know what they're, 042 switches. I guess that's really all you need to know at this point. And they say hand operated. They don't even say metal. I mean manual. Because you know, if they weren't electronic, then they'd probably say manual. I do have the lanterns. One seems like it's in pretty rough shape. But the cool thing is, I think this one might be missing its top, but I mean, at least most of the handles there. Because I know these probably get broken off all the time. So I gotta be careful with that. So, and they seem like they function okay. I got some steel wool I'm going to try to clean these up with, all the contact points on the rail. I'm not going to submerge them like I'm going to submerge the rest of the O-gauge track. But you know what? My goal is, one reason why I want to use these too, and maybe just do a smaller Christmas setup this year, is have this run around the tree. Because this is probably a set that ran around the Christmas tree. It doesn't look like it was on a layout ever. The track doesn't, from what I can tell. So I think it'd be fun. And if this thing has some kind of memory, which it, you know, it's not a living thing, obviously it doesn't, but you know, it probably enjoyed running around the Christmas tree when it was, you know, during those times. And the other cool thing about the set is I ramble. So that would have been I think that's I don't know, I always get these screwed up. I think that's the right hand. This is the left hand, again. Still got the switch arm, which I think's. This one's in a little worse shape. But the other cool thing I find about this set is that, you know, from what I can tell, the set was 1940 to 1941 when it was produced. You know, and if you think about that, you know, this set was potentially bought right before Pearl Harbor or the Christmas before we were at war. I really think these are homemade. I wish I had the other base. I can make a base that looks like these. And I just think these are really cool. There's only 2 of them. Next piece I'll pull out. Let's see, I'll just set it right there for right now. See if you can see that. I think you can see that pretty well. The Type V Lionel transformer, which from my understanding would control 2 trains at a time. So let's set this back here. Okay. I'm going to try to hold it up a little bit, and it's actually in really good shape. I just realized when I was at the hardware store the other day, I should have bought a cord for it, at least, for the time being, because it still does have the original cord on it. It's got a few scrapes up here, no big deal. But look at the Art Deco that Lionel put into this. Just the little finishing touches. I just love how grand this thing looks. You know, Joshua Lionel Cowan let his designers go to town, and they did a really nice job on this. I mean, you know, before the ZW, this thing was seriously impressive. I mean, you know, the stature of it. And that's what he wanted, was the stature. Now, from what I understand, these up here control, like accessories maybe or something like that? Maybe you would use it for, you know, if you had an elevated section of track of some sort. It's missing the red lens. I got to get one of those. But these all seem to run pretty smooth. You can tell, which is funny. I don't know if this was sitting, and you guys probably can't see that. Oh, you can in the video. Yeah, in the screen at least. You can tell that this needle was right there this whole time. I don't know if I can clean this up with anything without taking off the numbering and the paint there. So I need to look into that. But the Type V Train Master transformer, 150 watt. I don't have one of these pieces. Really cool. I know sometimes it's dangerous to run these old transformers, you know, especially since this thing's like, let's think, this thing's almost 85 years old. But the crazy thing is it probably still works. You know, but it probably needs some cleaning. Definitely want to put a new cord on there because it's got the old school style cord on it, which is crazy because you know what? These things are usually, actually this thing's in really good shape. It's really still supple, the rubber they used on it, because usually these dry out and they crack. Probably not even getting this in the video. Yeah, you can tell. Like, look, it still has no cracks. I haven't plugged it in yet. I know he did, and he said the green light lit up. I did notice when I was looking at it, you can see that it's missing two of the terminals. One of them was connected to that wire. This looks like for the ground up here, you know. So we got to take a look at that, but very nice piece, in my opinion. So I'm going to set that over here. All right, and then what else? A little bonus stuff. You're going to see more of that. I don't know what this is made out of. The soldier. You see that? definitely a right around the war style soldier. It's made out of some crazy plastic that's almost deteriorating, but kind of neat. Some Lionel lube, which I don't think anybody uses this anymore. I'm going to lube it with new stuff. I remember. Now, quick story. When I got my Union Pacific set from my uncle, there was still some of that in the plastic bin that they had that in, and I mean, I just always love to look at it. So I'm just going to keep this either way. A bag of Lionel artificial coal that's still in the bag, number 205. Pretty cool. All right, the best part that caught my eye, obviously, are in these New Balance boxes here. Da 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 da. And I'm just going to start with the ones that are on top. I have no idea the working condition of these. Again, all these wires now. This is a Lionel number, I forgot what this is. The Lionel 3659 coal car with the pre-war 10 couplers. And apparently I was reading that, you know, you can use an uncoupling track, I guess, to uncouple these somehow, maybe? I don't know how that works, but I mean, I can see where they put stuff on there to make that happen. But anyways, so we got to see if this thing works. I don't know. It's looking like it not, so I'm gonna have to play around with it. But again, it's got some scrapes from being stored improperly. Nothing was wrapped. You know what? But really nice piece, I think. For its condition. The poor crane car must have lived a pretty rough life at one point. This is a Lionel Lions 2660 crane car. I remember that well from my Lionel Christmas video about the one guy talking about it from Illinois. It's missing the hook. The boom still functions, which is cool. And then I also need to, but what I got to do is, I ordered a hook off eBay. Somebody was selling one with a brand new string or, you know, line. So that's coming in the mail. So I'll be putting that on there. So I'll include that in a video if I do one. But again, it's got some scrapes. But again, it's just really cool pre-war piece. And you know, the biggest thing I think for kids and also Lionel, you know, Joshua Lionel Cowan marketing these things was the colors he used. I really love them. Then we just have a non-illuminated 2657 Lionel caboose. Again, scrapes, stuff like that. But you know what? Underneath the Christmas tree lights, it's going to look really good. Now, oh, it's supposed to be that. All right. Is it stuck in there? I don't know if this was a barrel car. I couldn't remember. These little barrels came with this. Which I don't know if those are Lionel barrels or not. But from what I could tell, this is a Lionel 3652 dump car. Let's see what it says underneath here. This says Lionel Corporation, but this is a dump car though of some sort. And I thought I had it moving the other day. But I know that this comes up. I don't know if the whole thing moves. I've never seen one of these operate. So we're gonna have to. Sorry, I keep getting it out of the frame. Lionel 3652 dump car of some sort. I don't know if it dumped barrels. I don't know if it dumped coal. Looks like it almost dumped wood. But what's crazy is I had not seen this. If this was an outfit, it had to be an uncatalogued outfit. So I'm gonna put the barrels back in there real quick. Okay. We'll pull this guy out before we do the engine. Again, these cars aren't in the best shape, but this is a Lionel. It literally says, well, this says the Lionel Corporation. I don't remember what number this is. Very cool. But this is a log, obviously you can tell, this is a log dump car. And I forgot the number of this one too. I don't know if it says anywhere. It's a 3651. It's still stamped underneath there. So, but again, it's in a little rough shape. The stakes don't seem to be holding very well, like snapping back, so I gotta see if I can adjust those. But you know what? The crazy thing is, that's what I couldn't believe about the set. The set was found in a house. It was a clean out rental house deal, and it was found in a house. And you know, the guy told me, he said it almost went to the landfill, you know, because the guy didn't want anything to do with it. And I'll talk about the prices of it at one point. But that's what's crazy about this being complete. Look, that bag of coal is, if I can move the camera up real quick, sitting over there by the transformer. And look, we still got all the logs. You know, those might have been, came out of the Lionel factory in New Jersey. I don't know. Really cool. And then obviously one of the biggest reasons I bought the set. Again, the set is stored a little improperly, but it's okay. Lionel 224E. And my nephew and I were talking, we're trying to figure out if these were actually Hudson's or not. It's missing the green jewels. Those have fallen out over the years. It looks like the headlight's still there. Yeah. This might have gotten cracked at one point, just obviously from improper storing. But you know what? It's still, the wheels still turn very freely. This thing probably runs. I'm starting to think. Oh, gauge. This was right at the end. I can't remember when standard gauge stopped. Maybe 1940. But so what's crazy is that's why I think, and they say these things are gray, and I'm trying to look at the light. It looks black to me. But see, that's what's nuts about this too, right? Is our bell. Bell needs a little help. Anyways, but again, set was not stored properly. I'm gonna try to get some bubble wrap to put this in at least when I put it back in this box. But I got a feeling this thing's probably gonna run. No smoke, 3-position E unit at least. So as far as I know at least. And yeah, I think it's gonna be a really nice piece. Here's one of our terminals. So we found that. That's good. Stick that over here. And then the Lionel Lines tender, which is actually in immaculate shape. And this is a 224W whistling tender. And it's probably got the aluminum. I've got a feeling it's got the aluminum, or not the aluminum, but the cast whistle box inside of it. We're going to go inside of that and clean it up. Again, it's got some spots from just not, being stored properly over the years, but I think I'm gonna have fun playing with these couplers. It's gonna be interesting. So, but it looks pretty good. It needs a little cleaning up here and there. I like that they've got both the hole here and then also the middle hole here. I don't know if that's because they offered this on the draw bar with 2 different style engines, that you could put up with multiple engines. But honestly, it's crazy. The wires are still, well, this one came unsoldered right here, but that's okay. We need to put new wires on it. Wheels definitely need to be cleaned up and lubed. I mean, this thing got some run time, you can tell. You can see those pickup wheels right there. So I've never replaced a pickup wheel, and I don't know where you get them. So maybe I'll do that too. But a really nice piece. So other things we got. I think these are marks or these are probably Plasticville actually. Plasticville crossing gates, I should say, not bucks. Let's see, we'll finish that new box off. And then I'll look to see if you guys can see that. Yep, track. Again, this track isn't the worst I've ever seen, but you know what? Like I said, I want to try to make this set just because this track is in good shape. Seems like it. I want to make this set work on its own track. You know, make it feel at home. I'm that type of person. But the track's in really good shape. I'm going to soak it in some vinegar for about a day. See how it comes out. Now, this was kind of cool and I kind of freaked out when I saw this. Now, I might actually have these after searching for many years. I'm trying to get them out. But my uncle always used to talk about his lead soldiers. And guess what I got? I got a few lead soldiers in the box, and I thought that was pretty cool. They're probably not worth anything. But, you know, a lot of the lead soldiers went away, and they became plastic after the war. Little plastic truck, which is kind of neat. Little plastic battleship. Actually, that's cast, like cast aluminum or something. You can see that. It's pretty neat. And I'm sure that the Christmas before the war, like World War II, this one's really cool. That doughboy style looking lead soldier. Almost looks like he's got a pump shotgun. I can't remember what the model number for the trench gun they were using during World War I, but that's what it looks like to me. He's shooting a shotgun. Looks like I found the smokestack for that little house. Here's one of the lights for the switches, the lanterns. Got some O-gauge track clips to keep the O-gauge track together, probably on the carpet. We gotta find the other light. How does that work? There you go. Cool. You just need a little lube, sir. This thing's crazy, and it's wrapped around here. So look, I don't know if this is a Marks lock-on, but I think it is. I've never seen one of these ever. I'm sure they just got thrown out over the years. But then a Marks dinging bell. You were dinging before. There you go. I do have one of these. I've never put it on my layout though. So I'm sure that thing will get annoying after a while. Oops. Maybe I probably shouldn't do that, but whatever. So, cool though. Track. The one I want to pull out and take a look at because I haven't looked at it yet. I'm just going to try to get it out. Huh. So this must be a pre-war operating track, which makes sense because they didn't have plungers. So I don't know how often these are around. Made in USA, America. Nothing's made in America anymore. Part number is, let me read it. I can't see it. But it's got the Lionel controller hooked up to it, which we are all familiar with, which has been around probably frickin' 120 years. Who knows? Well, at least 110, I bet. Because they had operating cars in the pre-war era. Just curious. Controller for use with the 1019 RCS track, Maine, USA, America, the Lionel Corporation. So that's pretty cool. I know I've said that 100 times. Deal with it. Here. This poor lantern, again, this set was not stored properly, so I don't know if that guy will work or not. He's got one tab left. I'm sure I could pick a couple up off of eBay, or I might have some floating around in my other track boxes. That's it. So track, a lot of it. Don't know how many pieces. I will let you know later. Like I said, today I'm going to let that soak probably. So there you have it. This is a set that I pulled off Facebook Marketplace. I'll go a little in depth. I might have talked about that at the beginning of the video. Basically, the set popped up. I'm always on Facebook Marketplace. I'm always selling, always buying. Sometimes I buy not to resell, like in this case, because I just thought the set was so cool. It was so complete. And you know some kid at least got part of this outfit for Christmas one year. You know, probably even right before the war, which is pretty crazy. You know, some dad bought it for his son, potentially. But maybe even a grandparent, maybe a nice uncle. But you know, that's why I think I kind of fell in love with the set when I saw it. And basically what had happened was the guy had listed it for $480. He later told me when I went to go pick it up that it came out of the house that they were doing cleanup on. And they didn't know what to do with it. You know, his buddy said, hey, you sell stuff on eBay and on Facebook, you know, why don't you try to sell it? You know, he said otherwise it probably would have went into the landfill when they were cleaning the house out, which would have been really sad because this is a really nice set. It needs to be cleaned up. It needs some love. No big deal. But again, going back to that story, had it listed for $480. I watched it for a while, said it was too much money, but I just wanted to watch it and just see what happened. Had it listed for $250. And I think another week or two went by. I was pretty busy with a lot of stuff going on, family, car shows, things like that. And then he relisted it at the beginning of the week when I bought it for $150. So Monday morning, I said I have to make an offer just to see, and offered him $100. He met me in the middle at $125. So I got this whole entire set for $125. So need some love, need some cleaning up. I told him I'd give it a good home. I'm really actually pretty excited. That's why I'm doing these videos. Potentially of putting it back underneath the Christmas tree where it was almost 84 years ago, potentially, you know, give or take a few years, which would be really cool. And you know what? I hope whatever kid had this at that time ran it during the war and really enjoyed it, because look at this outfit you got. You got this really cool 224E. You have this Lionel whistling tender, which was a pretty new thing at that time. You have not just one operating car, but three. You've got the 3652 operating car, which I'm not sure what that does, the coal dump car, the log car, and you have a crane. That's really cool. I think it's really cool. I would have been ecstatic to have this when I was 6 years old. I'm ecstatic now, obviously. But then on top of that, look at the cool operating accessories you got with it. You got the both the Lionel crossing gates, the pre-war crossing gates, which I think are really neat. I've never owned a pair of these. I've got a lot of the, I don't remember my numbers right now, but I've got a lot of the post-war style ones that were made from, you know, basically the 40s on up to probably the 90s. I have some 90s ones too. You've got the gatemen. You've got these potentially homemade telephone poles, which it looks like maybe a dad or an uncle made these in a machine shop somewhere, which is really cool. You know, maybe my grandfather was a machinist, so it's pretty cool to see. And then on top of that, you've got a huge oval track. There's a lot of track in there, and you've got two turnouts, two 042 turnouts, which is really awesome. So it's going to be interesting to see how all this comes together. And then also the substantial, you know, Lionel Trainmaster 150V type transformer, which I really love the look of it. I'm going to get me a lens to put back in there too. And I might try to run it with this. Again, I probably won't leave it hooked up while I'm not using it. You know, because you never know. This thing's 85 years old. It probably needs a good cleaning inside and probably some stuff gone through. Long story short, I'm really excited. I really want to run this around my Christmas tree. I'll do some videos on, you know, cleaning up the engine, you know, cleaning up the engine's whistle and all that stuff. I mean, the tender's whistle, and then also just trying to see if I can get these operating cars to work as well. Because I think that'd be really fun. Sometimes I need to simplify what I do for Christmas, and I think this would be a really fun, simple layout this year. So, but all right, that's it for now. everybody have a great day, and I'll see you later.